Yo, 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 it's your boys. We're here to discuss Rock and Cody. We also got to talk about Swerve Hangman 3, Bailey headliner WrestleMania, and more.
And more. We'll see y'all soon. What's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? We are the Reasonable Wrestling Podcast, bringing to you the underground of professional wrestling podcast. I am Chidi Bang, joined by the joint roller Ayatollah himself, Chris the Most High. Chris, how you doing today?
Today marks the last day my wife is going to be home for a week.
Oh, that's news. Interesting. It's gonna be rough, or it's gonna be.
I don't know. Check
You
on
can handle it.
Yeah,
He got two young kids, guys. If you don't know, so he's gonna have to house himself with two young boys. So it's gonna be the fellas. It's gonna be a bachelor party out.
Nigga, we ain't eating nothing but Zaxby's for a week.
That's gonna be great, man. The guys, it's just the guys together, man. That's what's up. Hey man, I'm just working, bro. Same old, nothing crazy. Been keeping up my wrestling. It's been a very cool week of controversy. I mean, past couple weeks have been controversial, but since the Royal Rumble, now we're kicking into WrestleMania season. The Rhodes WrestleMania is right around the corner in Philly, April. Get your tickets. I'm going to try to be getting my tickets to Wale Mania. Try to show up for that. We'll see if we can make the actual event, but we got to be down there in Philly, bro. Because with the way things are turning out, it seems like there's a lot of buzz around WWE and what they got going on, good and bad. So let's just get right into it. Rock and Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. What's your take? Go. You could even introduce what went down, because I don't even know what to say right now. I'll be honest.
I mean, okay, so we're a week removed. Yeah, literally a week removed from Cody winning back-to-back Rumbles. Usually that gets you the WrestleMania spotlight. We use in the group chat saying how everybody that's done it won the title their second go round. Except Hogan. Hogan wins the title every time he wrestles for the title. But when we talk about Austin winning it in 97, 98, Shawn winning it in 95, 96, both Austin and Shawn didn't take their mantle until that second Mania. WrestleMania 12 for Shawn, and subsequently WrestleMania 14 for Austin. Cody winning it instantaneously Saturday, looked at that motherfucker Roman and said,
yeah, pointed right directly at him.
You already know, you know what I'm saying? Monday comes and Seth lays the promo. The promo everybody talked about. Everybody thought that, he didn't have a chance. It was really good suspense building, storytelling, whoop-de-whoop, whatever. But Seth had a really good promo and laid it on Cody. Cody said that he'll be at SmackDown, and we all were just to tell, let Seth down easy, you know what I'm saying, and come face to face with Roman. This past Friday night, Cody shows up and cuts a Cody Rhodes promo where he says, "Roman, I'm coming for everything. I want the fans. I want the mantle. I want the title. I want the spot. I just don't want it at WrestleMania." And it's like, I talked to special counsel, and they know you very well, and Rocky comes out, The Rock comes out, does the good business handshake hug with Cody, the the thank you so much for you stepping out the way hug and everything like that. And not another word was said. Like the end of the show segment, everything was just face to face, no words, title posing, and it left everybody agape. Pause. Um, it left everybody open. It left everybody in their feelings. It left everybody having an opinion about somebody else's opinion and the snowball effect of that. We talked and we said if Rock gets involved, it's going to be for business purposes, right? It would be strict, kind of monetarily driven. A lot of people are kind of confused as to what monetary value does Rock add to the company, and it ain't for the company, motherfucker. It's for him. You know what I'm saying? That nigga get a bonus and an incentive and everything else. Like he's a real CEO, right? You look at the CEO of Warner Brothers, right? Zaslav or whatever that nigga named David. That nigga made 252 million or some shit like that because he hit a number for Warner Brothers. Now they didn't cut movie budgets, cut goddamn. They talking about cutting sports TV rights. They doing all types of crazy shit over Warner Brothers. And the CEO makes money because you hit a certain number with the shareholders. And TKO is no different, man. Rocky being on the board, him having some real numbers. You know, we talk to Akinist to NBA players right now, right? You have to play 65 games in order for you to be eligible for any season award, all NBA, defensive player, MVP, and everything. Now, some of these big time contracts, these $200, $300 million contracts we see in sports are tied to incentives. You gotta hit a benchmark for you to hit that benchmark. And it looked like that the number being reported, I have no ideas. The Rock has a $30 million incentive to hit a number. If WWE hits a certain number or hits a certain type of goal or hits a certain type of subscription, or if he can signal boost anything and he can hit that, it's 30 extra mil for your boy.
Do you know what the deadline is?
I don't shit, nah, but
okay. And I'm just asking because that's very important. If that's the case, I'm just he probably does, yeah. But moving all that aside, which clearly, if I can see where you're coming from, I was coming from the business standpoint too when I brought up The Rock, and you were dissing me because you're like, oh, you're talking business about The Rock coming back and doing business for business, dude. Now you're saying to me the exact same thing I was saying to you a couple weeks ago, and I hear you. You're right. But what is Chris, the Most High, Joint Ruler Ayatollah's opinion when he sees this go down? Is he like, oh, it's his business, fine? Or you were like, damn? Or were you like, oh, I'm excited? What did you want to see WrestleMania?
I said it last week. I said it 2 weeks ago, I think, when we had the inkling of The Rock. I said, bro, before there was a Cody, before he came back, before there was a story for him to complete, before the torn pectoral, before the Hell in a Cell, before WrestleMania 38, when he came back with Seth Rollins, the story was always what we fucking said from the get-go. Rock, Roman. We said Roman had to topple that for him to be considered the greatest of his family, the greatest of all time. He got to knock off those legends. We called that at least 2-3 years ago. So when we talk about finishing the story, can't have a motherfucker skip the line because his book is new. You know what I'm saying? You got a nice book, you got a great cover, you got a great animation, fucking digital artist on this shit. You got a great story. I'm not finna beat Cody. You can sell as many fucking hard covers and soft covers as you want, my nigga. But at the end of the day, Roman has a story too. Roman has a story as well. And the tribal chief, him calling the people his and whoop de whoop and everything like that, it's whack to some people because again, the fresh new toy Cody it's like Toy Story. He's being tossed away. Woody. He's being tossed away for Buzz Lightyear. But you gotta understand, nigga, The Rock is Woody. So I'm sorry, Buzz. Put your motherfucking helmet back on, put your wings back in, and cowboy it up, motherfucker. Woody trying to go for a ride.
All right. Well said. Man, it's just to me, I'm going. Like I told you, whatever they give me, I'm going to be happy with at WrestleMania because this is all icing on the cake. I'm just glad wrestling doesn't suck. I'll be honest with you. Like it's not we're in a place where like, oh man, I'm getting Triple H and Randy Orton, and they have to make me want to see this, or they did Dave Batista and Randy Orton make me want to see it. Now, this is genuinely going to be a dream match, The Rock and Roman. However, when it comes to creative and the stories that we're telling when The Rock is not here, all the past 2 years, and what they've been doing with Cody Rhodes, keeping him away from Roman all year. They have their stare down, when he was on SmackDown for a brief moment. He hasn't won a championship other than the tag titles for a couple of weeks with Jey Uso. He's just been a top player in WWE the entire year. And we all know what the guy wants. He wants to become WWE champion. He wants to hold the title that they took from his dad. He said this manifesto from the night after Raw when he came back and explained why he came back to WWE from being a competitor in AEW, So you fast forward, from there to last year where he loses to Roman Reigns in the way he does. And then what they built and all the adversity he faced this year with Brock Lesnar, Shinsuke Nakamura, Drew, everybody, and the stories he's been involved with Judgment and everybody. Till now, it just sits in a perfect space right now for Cody to finish the story right now, WrestleMania in Philly. Especially like you just mentioned, when you go, especially when you're, hey, that's what we're trying to get into. Like a lot of people right now are just talking. But I can see where they're coming from as far as, especially when you get into like how they set it up last week at the Royal Rumble. You just mentioned they have Cody win the Royal Rumble back-to-back years and then point to the sign and then point to Roman Reigns. That in itself shouldn't have happened if this is where they're going, in my opinion. If you're going to tease that, cool, but that's getting us hyped for what we all wanted. The guys who are watching wrestling on a week-to-week basis. Now, I understand the fact that Roman Reigns is going to a main event second night with Rock is going to be a bigger match. I said it last week. Roman and Rock is a bigger match than Cody and Roman. A bigger match than Seth and Cody. It's just the bigger marquee match, which is just goes to the point of Seth saying that's the Hollywood title. But it's still a title that, he wanted to win, and now with the way they set it up, it just doesn't make much sense with Cody's promo. When he says, yeah, I want that title, he says it all. Roman pretty much shits on the title saying it's a loser's championship and all that. Now, I'm not too swung up in that because I think the world championship is still building its lineage and credibility. I think that Cody winning that at WrestleMania will add prestige to the title that Seth has already been adding to that, to the lineage of that title. So I'm not that much upset, but I do see where people are coming from, and I do see why. Go ahead.
I do just want to, right when you just, I want to just push back on the title situation. Roman knows, Seth knows, Cody knows. That title last year was not there, and it's only there because of what, right? So it's there because nobody, even as good as Seth was able to topple Roman until Cody came around, which is fair. So as you're saying, Cody will add prestige to that championship. That's fair. But that championship was not it, right? It was not the championship that they were fighting for. It was not the championship they was battling for.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Does that make Cody win the Royal Rumble? Does it diminish his Royal Rumble win if he says I'm choosing that title to you?
No, because okay, so
because you just said that title wasn't there. It's secondary, and he's saying I'm going to choose a secondary. Even Roman was like, "Oh, you want to be in the losers bracket? Go ahead." Like, but you want to have a shot at the. Go ahead.
So with this, okay, so I watched a little bit of Love and WWE with the wife a little bit earlier, and Bianca thought for sure that Rhea was going to pick her, right? Okay. Right, she was just trying to get through Rumble. You're right. She was trying to. She knew she had a match for Mania. She thought Rhea, and when she said Charlotte, she had a camera on her for the show and everything like that. She was with Mia Yim, and she was like, "What'd she say?" She said Charlotte, right? Because everybody knew the story. Everybody knew. Even right now, they're on the game together because what? Yes. They have a fuck, right? So
there's certain people that are just tied together in history, in wrestling, and they're the they can be compared to each other.
So with that being said, Cody and Seth is that outside of Roman. Outside of Roman, the title, take that aside.
Okay.
When Seth is waving his WWE flag, when Cody's creating a whole nother flag to be waved, when they are doing that back and forth, Cody doesn't really he gets at Will Ospreay, but he was sending a little bit of those subliminals to Cody as well. Like, hey, I'm the guy here.
Yeah.
I'm the best wrestler in the world. I push there's nobody can do what I do. Nobody got the crowd in the palm of their hands. Nobody can, right? Rollins was on a real heater of feeling himself. It flipped instantaneously in Dallas, right? When Cody comes back, Seth is damn near secondary in his own category.
Right? Especially when he loses 3 matches back to back, to back. So to me, even in that facet, if you're going to make this WrestleMania match, to me, like it's not what I personally want to see. I'll be honest with you. I do not necessarily say, as if you're a wrestling fan who's been keeping up wrestling in the past couple of years, this match is not what you want for WrestleMania because you've already seen it, and WrestleMania is like, not that we also already seen Roman and Cody, but they've built it for a year. They have a storyline behind it, and that's why I love stories in wrestling because it makes a match must see when you have such cachet behind it. The Rock and Roman proceeds to be a spectacle. It's just the name. It's a box office. You feel me?
You can't diminish that story though. You can't. When we were the ones, the ones as fans created it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We have.
So we cannot pick and like. I get it. Yes, we can. I get it. I'm trying to be. We can pick and choose which story we want to tell, and you can choose the Cody story to be more invested in. But in the grand scheme of it all, the bloodline is the overarching story. Period.
The bloodline story is an overarching story that has created this, I think, new era, the tribal chief era, whatever you want to say. But I want to liken this akin to a lot of things this happened in wrestling in the past. Like Hogan came back and took Bret Hart, and he beat Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9. Which happened with CM Punk and The Rock previously. This has happened with Goldberg coming back and beating The Fiend. It's just a trope that's in wrestling, and it doesn't ever feel good though. It always kind of feels like we know what they're doing here. And I think that there's a way to get this dream match and excitement for it, and still have Cody and Roman's at Philly. And I hope that we just get a better explanation, because that's all I'm asking for. Me personally, I'm not mad. I'm not furious. Ronan just mentioned that people are sending death threats to The Rock, wishing Roman Reigns on having leukemia again. That is insane. And I get the love and respect we have for Cody Rhodes and his story and what they built us up into, but that is the toxicity that we need to kill in the wrestling community. IWC, this is not necessary. It's just it's all wrestling. It's all make-believe. It's all a story that we're trying to buy and suspend disbelief into. That's taking somebody's real life and wishing death upon them. That's ridiculous. Sickness and death. That's nuts. But I do think that people who are invested in a storyline, and if you're watching a story and they take a left turn on it, you can question it. If I'm watching The Walking Dead and all of a sudden the zombie bites somebody and they don't turn into a zombie, I'm like, hey, what's going on here? Tell me more. So I'm waiting for them to tell me more.
I'm so glad.
You know, I want them to tell me more. I need Cody Rhodes specifically. Cody Rhodes, why the hell are you, after all this time, genuinely giving your spot away? Because it wasn't like The Rock just took it. Cody on SmackDown gave it to The Rock. You know, so I need a better explanation from Cody, because he literally pointed at Roman a week ago. He literally, you know, I mean, just one self program, and you're like promo, and you're like, okay, yeah, let me do that. I'm not gonna face Roman at WrestleMania after he already screwed you over last year. You know, you win the Royal Rumble and everything. You you overcome the odds.
I would say this, like, let's keep it funky, bro. Like, honestly, you say, okay, like you can't say that one promo. Yeah, that one promo sway a motherfucker. That one promo, like the one promo where he, hold on, you can't roll your eyes.
It didn't sway him. It didn't sway. He literally came into the ring on SmackDown and said, "I want that title," and then said, "Not WrestleMania." Why?
Yeah,
why not?
He can say he don't want that title, but he can say he don't. He can say, bro, he can not want the title or not want the match as well, bro. Like, also, like, is Roman gonna be? We talk about Swerve and Heyman. Is Roman gonna grab his nuts and be like, yo, nobody come to the fucking ring? It was me and Cody. No, he ain't. That's what the fuck Cody needs. That's what he deserves. That's what he want. The Royal Rumble don't fucking guarantee no stipulation with the match.
First of all, you don't know that. You don't know that. Mind you,
Roman's been champion 3 years, and tell me how many fucking titles he won.
Oh my God. Okay, that's the whole point I'm trying to say. That's the whole point I'm trying to say. They're telling a story every single time he has cheating. And especially with that being involved, they can easily write into the script, because the strongest thing in the world is the pen and pencil when it comes to wrestling, is that, hey, Roman, you're going to go out there and say, listen, Cody thinks I can't. You have 2 months to build till WrestleMania, that you can build that eventually to get on the Roman skin. And it could be one promo, even with Roman. Hey, you can't beat me without help from the bloodline. And eventually he says, you know what, fine. You think I can't do it? I hear all the chatter on Twitter, online, saying that I can't win without my family. I'm going to go ahead and beat you and pin you without it. And that's not absurd. You can hold your head all you want.
Yes, the nigga.
Are you crazy?
No, you're crazy. He been champion 3 fucking years. When has he ever said that with any challenger, my nigga?
That's the whole build to this storyline. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Have you ever? That
you're making the storyline up again. And
that's what wrestling is. That's what wrestling is. It can be created. That's my point.
The storyline is what they give you, my nigga.
They can give us that. That's not crazy. That's my point. That's what, like, at WrestleMania, you think he's just gonna face Cody Rhodes and not be different than the last time they faced him? Like, yeah, if you're buying into who Roman is right now.
We thought it was gonna happen at 39, Chidi. We thought it was gonna happen at 39. They picked the fucking nigga Solo out. He had the crosswords 2 times in a row, and another motherfucking time a hooded Solo come back and spike.
That's the reason why I'm saying this match can be different, because it's a rematch. And usually when they do a rematch, they say, hey, how are we gonna make this different? How are we gonna book this one? And I think that especially with Cody saying, you cheated me, he finally said it, like, you cheated me. He can make sure that, or he can appeal to Roman's ego, because we know Roman has an ego. Hey, you can't do this without your family behind you. I'm by myself. I don't have anybody behind me. I don't got Dustin behind me. I don't got Dusty behind me. I don't got my wife. I got my dog. Nobody, just me. I want me and you in that ring, one-on-one WrestleMania. He can challenge him. Roman could say no. Week after week, he can try to get him to finally buy in. And then the week before WrestleMania, something happens where he gets under his skin enough where he's like, fine, you want me one-on-one? You asked for it. Let's go. You know, and it's It's not that hard. That's what I'm trying to say. So, with all that being said, Roman and Cody has to happen at some point, regardless of whatever they do at WrestleMania. All I'm trying to say is the storyline has to finish at some point. I want it for a championship. I think Cody's the one to beat Roman for that championship, not The Rock.
All I gotta say is, all I gotta say is, the investment in someone else telling your story is where we fall off the bridge.
It's a story that they're telling. The only thing I added was one caveat, maybe. But no, it's not crazy what I'm saying. They're not telling my story. They're telling their story that I'm like, oh, you know what would add to the story better? If Cody faced Roman WrestleMania and it was no disqualification or no interference with the bloodline. That's all I'm saying. They're telling a story on their own. I'm not telling them what to do. They clearly are not going that way. They're going to the Rock and Cody, but people are upset, and we can't ignore that.
We don't even know if that is the case. So that's what I'm saying right now. We're doing it now. We're having this whole fucking hoopla of a fucking thing, and they haven't announced the fucking match for WrestleMania, bro. The card's not even set. Let me
ask you something.
The blood flowing.
So Cody goes to Roman, cuts a promo saying that he wants his title, but not at WrestleMania. Okay, then what's going to happen for Roman at WrestleMania if he says he doesn't want it at WrestleMania? He said, if he didn't say that one line, I'll be with you. Like, yeah, we don't know. We can see something happen. But the only way that we can see this change is two ways. It's a triple threat, or The Rock somehow takes out The Rock. The Roman takes out The Rock before WrestleMania, and they push that match down the line, which I don't see happening. And then Cody, defends The Rock's honor and challenges Roman. And they say that they build that feud with The Rock and Roman for future date. And I don't see them doing either one of those. I think that the fact that The Rock came out and looked him in the face, he put the title up, you're right. It's not guaranteed.
How is that not? How are you saying one thing's not easily able to be written, which is Cody and Roman, but you can't tell me a fucking old ass Rock who ain't hit not nan fucking rope is gonna fucking be ready for the biggest match, as you say, of a lifetime. And for what are you talking about?
I never said that. I don't know where you're coming from with that.
It's the biggest marquee match. It's the biggest. So I'm hearing you. Mm-hmm. So what makes you think that this nigga can't pull a quad, or this nigga can't do an injury angle, or for this nigga to say, hey, I really want Roman in
it's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. I want to be clear. I'm not saying that's impossible, but I'm saying it's unlikely considering the promo they just did on Friday. One, Cody said, I'll face you, but not at WrestleMania. So he said it out of his own mouth. Two, The Rock showing up right after that and staring Roman down. I don't think you just pull that card just like, oh, we're swerving them. Maybe I'm wrong, and that'll be pretty cool swerve. But I think WWE genuinely is like, hey, Philly, we want The Rock and Roman. We want Cody to take a back seat and face Seth. That's the way it looks right now. Unless it changes.
I don't understand how it's so frustrating talking to y'all niggas.
Who's y'all niggas? It's me. Just say me. Just say me.
It's not just you either. Like you just said, I don't know. Bret Hart and Hogan was a swerve. You didn't see it coming. It happened. Swerve. They have the ability to swerve you good and bad. Batista came back at 30, won the Rumble. The swerve was with Daniel Bryan having 2 matches in one night. Swerve. Like they can swerve you either way. So for you to be like, oh, this would be. It's not abnormal.
All I'm saying is that they're going to book Cody and Seth, and they're going to put The Rock and Roman at Philly. That's what I'm saying as a prediction. And that's not crazy to come to. It's not like y'all niggas. That's what they're showing us, bro.
Hold on. Y'all Nick, he pointed at Roman, and then he said, I'm gonna get all of it is a work.
I hope so. We'll see.
I mean, you're saying
what it is. I'll be honest with you. I think it is. I think CM Punk got injured, and they're like, we need Seth to face somebody, and Brock is going through whatever he's going through, and I think they want some more star power for WrestleMania, and I think that they're like, okay, we need the Rock. We need the Rock there. So let's make the Rock and Roman happen now instead of later on, or in Australia or whatever they had planned, or later on. They like CM Punk injured, Brock ain't coming because of the injury, because of the allegations. We need something special, something extra. And they said Rock and Roman. That's what I think, and I'm speculating. I do not think they're doing this just to swerve us. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't have that much faith in WWE to say, damn, they really used The Rock as a swerve after all this time. I don't think they're that. I don't think they're doing that. And that's my own speculation. But it could happen, and I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, hey, I'll come back on this pod and say, damn, yo, that's crazy. They went with Cody and Roman. After all that, they figured out a really cool way to get back to that match. I don't know how they do it from this point.
I mean,
they booked themselves into a hole, kind of. In my, I know they can change it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but to me, in what makes sense is that they booked us to Cody and Seth right now and Roman Rock, and I could be completely wrong. I'll stand on that.
I mean, everything that they've done in the past 3 months, my nigga, is shit that y'all ain't never seen coming. Like CM Punk got Survivor Series like tilted the fuck, like no, like, and here we are, still speculation of what it is, and we gotta see it when it happens. We gotta see it when it happens. That's all I'm saying at this point. Like when the card is made for April 2nd, 3rd,
all in
4th,
all, yeah. All in all, like, I'm not mad. I want you to maybe get that very clear. I'm shocked that they're going to actually do that. I'm like, wow, okay, that's what they want. That's what they want. I do think it's a business decision. I think they wanted The Rock there after, we can't use Brock, we can't use CM Punk. And I think they're just going to try to, make WrestleMania a big deal, especially with The Rock getting so much publicity. I don't think they're not going to have The Rock WrestleMania. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, man, they do an injury angle and Brock's not there. I think that Cody, he needs to be taking a back seat because of all the injuries and the allegations and all that. And unfortunately, the hardcore wrestling fans just got to eat this one. And Cody's story will have to be finished another day.
I mean, hardcore wrestling fans, like, what are they going? What my thing is this: what are we talking about? Because what the fuck was we talking about last week, right? If you a hardcore wrestling fan, what the fuck, you a Law and Order detective, motherfucker? Like, you want to fucking harp on goddamn shit that you can't do shit about? Like, this is what I'm trying to say. If you a hardcore wrestling fan, what do you care about? Do you care about the business? Or do you care about the business? Vince McMahon is a part of the business. If you care about that, then you care about Rock coming back because The Rock is part of the business. The Rock was named fucking a board of directors when the allegations came because we need some good PR. And if we're going to fucking double down on that and CM Punk is out and Brock is out and we need fucking marquee, and we just saw that Peacock got a $2.8 million spike because Taylor Swift was on one motherfucking game. So nigga, WWE trying to figure it out how we maximize these dollars. Where's the money at? You know what I'm saying? I'm not opposed to any of it. Because guess what Cody's still going to do? Hit the towns, sell the merch, be an over babyface, and be in position, because if he don't get hurt, he is top slot gunning for whenever they pull a trigger. So as a wrestling fan, I just fucking wait. I just wait.
Exactly. We have no choice. Just wait. We got to wait. I do think that, if he were to face Roman, it would have made this whole thing worth it, of this whole 2-year storyline. But he's not, and I do think it does harm what they were telling with Cody up thus far, that he's not going to face Roman this year. I think it'll still be great. I think
Square Garden, the shit wins anyway.
What would you say?
If Cody wins the title at Madison Square Garden, my nigga, and they stretch it out, Roman breaks a number, Roman gets a record, or Cody beats him at the Garden right before the fucking record-breaking number, that shit still gonna send shockwaves, my nigga. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Like that, like Roman can be at 1,347 days, and he needs to win this match against Cody Rhodes at Madison Square Garden to beat whatever fucking. And Cody wins the title at Madison Square Garden, poses, do his daddy pose and all that shit, nigga. that shit gonna be a better
Like,
story than anything we can write.
I'm watching SmackDown and it says, if you smell it, and he comes out. I'm like, oh shit, cool. My sister comes out of her room. She comes in and watches it too because she hears it. And she's like, oh, she's excited. But then she's like, oh, wait, Cody's giving up his spotlight. And she's sad all of a sudden. She's like, man, I feel bad for him. This is a real story for people. People really are attached to Cody. People really care about him. People really care about him finishing the story, and they want it to be in a big spot like WrestleMania. And I was like, oh, Una would like, my sister, I was telling her like they'll probably get to it later on, and all that. She's like, but it feels like it should be at WrestleMania. She was mentioning it to me. This is me, and I watch every single week. She doesn't watch every single week, but she knows enough now to be like, wow, it would have been cool to see him win it at WrestleMania and the show with fireworks with Cody winning the championship that his father never had. And even she, as a fringe wrestling fan, can get that and understand that it should be a big moment at the biggest stage. It feels a little bit different if it's not the biggest stage. So I'm not going to just dismiss people who are like upset about this. I don't think it should go that far where people are making threats or anything like that. But I do think there is something to having the story you've been telling for a year with Cody and him since he's been back 2 years, ending at the biggest stage of them all against the biggest, heel of them all in Roman Reigns and winning the championship as a picture book ending. I do think it's
my question is this though. Punk and Rollins never had what Cody had, win, lose, or fucking draw, which is the last match at a WrestleMania. He checked that off. His family member, Cody, never had a main event WrestleMania match. His daddy never had so he's checking off boxes. So when you're saying win a match at WrestleMania, I don't know if that's the real story to win it at WrestleMania.
It doesn't have to be at WrestleMania. That's not the story. But
right.
people would think that the anticipation for Cody being a world champion should culminate at WrestleMania. Put it that way. That's the sentiment across the board because he's the biggest baby face in the business. Like, just be real.
When did we get away from, as hardcore wrestling fans, a title only mattering winning at Mania?
No, that's not what people are saying. They're saying that to maximize.
I know the compartmentalization of what we're talking about, but there's also that's what I'm talking about. The compartmentalization of telling a story and maximizing, like you were just about to say, the culmination of it, which resolves around business as well. Right.
And that's where we are. That's where it's always at a crossroads with us, in the pod and wrestling fans. And, we see this every year. They piss us off because they're like, oh, let's make a business decision right now because we got to make some more money. And I can't say they're wrong after watching it time and time again. I can't say, oh, they're wrong because, I don't know what they're trying to do. I'm going to watch and wait and see. All I had a problem with is like, damn, as Cody as a character alone, take out the business. It didn't make much sense for him to give it to The Rock. So I want to see more with him come Raw explaining why he's going this route. If this is where they're going. And that's the only gripe I have personally, but I do hear where people were so invested with Cody and they're like, man, we're not going to get to see Cody and Roman. We're not going to see Cody beat Roman at WrestleMania. And they're upset because they were hoping that he would be the one to take down the evil, tribal chief and become the hero. And we're getting The Rock, which is great. It's a fucking Rock, but The Rock is 50 years old. And a lot of people don't want to see, they feel like it's a foregone conclusion The Rock is going to lose. So now there's rumors that The Rock is pushing to win, to swerve, and be a swerve. And mind you, like I said, he's on the board of directors. That means he has incentive to stick around, and hit those markers. And I said that. You made fun of me last time. Now you're saying that he has to hit those markers. So yeah, thank you for saying I'm right in hindsight. But yeah, he has incentive, so maybe he does win.
I didn't say you was.
You did in a roundabout way, but it's okay.
Hold on. I didn't say you were wrong, my nigga. We were talking about what I said I didn't want to see Rock and Roman. This was my sentiment. I did not want to see it because I said I didn't want to see an old ass Rock. And you told me you hit me with the incentives. I didn't say you was wrong with that. I was also giving my emotional fight back of what you're telling me now in the pod is you're telling the story. So don't fucking do that, nigga. You're just me on camera, and I'm you off camera. That's just it. That's all that
is. All right, bet. All right, but no, for real, like The Rock has decided to stick around. We'll see where he goes with it. I'm happy to see The Rock. I'm happy that Cody's going to get WrestleMania in the match with Seth Rollins. It's not what I wanted. Both of these matches, to be honest with you, I didn't want to see them in Philly. Both of these matches, I don't want to see at Philly. But this is what they're giving us. I'm more excited about the woman this year, and I'm more excited about Bayley getting a WrestleMania moment that she well deserves. I'm a little bit embarrassed, because bro, there's only been a few wrestlers to get me to shed tears, bro. And Bayley's promo, I shed a tear. I don't know why. I have no idea. I didn't want to even say it on the pod, bro, but like I'm really embarrassed. But I don't know what I didn't know what came over me, bro. I don't know. I just started shedding the tear. I'm like, yo, Bayley. There's something about Bayley that's so sincere, man, that I don't know. It hits me in the feels for some reason. And when she's like saying that promo about facing the best, and they're laughing behind her, and they're also, she's like, "Yo, y'all done laughing?" And she's like, or I can go a different route, where sometimes you got to prove people wrong. You got people who you thought were your friends. You got to prove to them who you are and what you've been going. And then she says, in terms of like, yo, you guys, I see, you don't think I'll see what's going on here? You think I've been around the business for so long? And then she speaks Japanese, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, I like the fact that they didn't make Baby like a dumbass baby face who didn't know what was going on all along. She knew, but she was she's like, listen, I want Damage Control to be the best. Like, why are you always talking shit about me? And I don't know. I started getting emotional. I'm like, why do they talk shit about Bayley? I don't know. But
you know why, man. I told you it's gang affiliation. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that they be having gang shit back, bro. Bro, they got Kabuki Warriors and EO. They don't speak a lick of English out there. They promos be like anime, my nigga.
Yo, man, I was just happy to see Bayley get that moment and turn and fire up again, and especially, with everything she did in the pandemic and being like an MVP of the pandemic, then having to host WrestleMania, not getting a moment there, and then injured after that with the Bianca storyline was going on after that, and that never got finished. And then to come back a year later at SummerSlam and to create Damage Control. She called it. She said that I want to come back. I want you to sign Dakota Kai back, and I want to bring up Io Shirai, who was Io Shirai at the time, Io Sky, who was Io Shirai from NXT, and create this group called Damage Control. It was her idea to make that group, and it slowly got over, and she got these girls more shine. And a year from then, it full circle, Io Sky becomes world, women's champion, defeats Bianca after that triple threat, cashes into Money in the Bank. And I'm like, man, Bayley really is putting these girls on a pedestal, giving them an opportunity and showing love. And she's not even the champion. And to see her create almost her own WrestleMania moment from her own mind and set it up and build it over these past 2 years, and then win the Royal Rumble, man, it just made me feel happy for her, honestly. And I'm just proud to be a Bayley fan. Bayley, like I said, there's something about her that is like when she's a baby face, there's nothing like it, so she's one of those people that just speak to people, that's to their hearts. And I don't know why. I shed a little tear, bro. I don't know why.
But this goes back to why I do have faith in storytelling with it. Right? I repeat, somebody told on Twitter, and that's why I follow him, Chris Novak. You know what I'm saying? He's a really cool mutual, but he was like, WWE is gonna lose. They by them going after casuals, they're gonna lose good. The trust that they built up with, and I'm like, hey, where have we gone? You know what I'm saying? Like, just to be quite honest, like, this sentiment that we say that WWE is going to push people away, it already happened. They created a whole nother company, right? Mm-hmm. So if you ain't leave yet, my dude, like that means you have been around doing some of the best storytelling process creatively that they have done in a long time. So you can't say from the last cry for help in 2018, 2017, 2016 to what they're doing now, a whole nother 8 years later, you can't be here without saying that you've been there. With that being said, you ain't gone nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And you've gradually seen it get better.
Absolutely,
Point proven. Women's storytelling. Women's storytelling has evolutions to it now. It has layers to it now. It has fucking dynamics to it now. Yes. It's not just one like Becky and Nia's on a whole nother fucking, because that's when Nia broke Becky's face, it legitimately took off the biggest women. We talk about Rock and Roman, right? The biggest women's match on the table they had for Survivor Series. It wasn't for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It was Survivor Series. It was Becky, Ronda
Rousey. Yeah.
That was going to be the biggest match that they could have had on the women's side, and it had a Freudian slip of a punch that took Becky out, but elevated her. That storyline, like you say, a story creating itself, writing itself. That took how many years to fucking tell? Like how many years did it take for Nia and Becky to be in the same fucking show, same like? So we got that storyline. We got Rhea Ripley being the fucking
movable force versus like, you know, the unstoppable force versus movable object. That's how I look at Nia and Rhea Ripley. And if they do that for Perth, Australia, I can't wait to see that, because this is the first time Rhea has a real challenger in this run. I feel like everybody else kind of was like,
Rhea Gonzalez, Liv Morgan, Zoe Stark, like nobody.
Natalia,
Zelina, nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I think with the women, but to your point with the Bayley storytelling, when Bayley came back, she was fighting Bianca because she just had to get all those reps in. They get like, let me get my licks back for all the times that I was gonna miss beating your ass from this ACL injury. Because that last woman standing match, again, storytelling wise, sinking our teeth into something during the pandemic COVID era of just keeping us engaged, involved at this, you know what I'm saying? That hurt as well. And they were able to capture themselves with Sasha leaving, Sasha getting hurt, Sasha, you know what I'm saying? Like, WWE has been able to build themselves up to have cachet with me. For me to be like, okay, they'll make it. They'll and not to say that they'll give me chicken shit and I'm gonna eat it, because sometimes I don't stomach that shit. But at the same time, when they gourmet it up a little bit, when they put a little salt and pepper on it, and it's chicken satay, you know what I'm saying? And I can.
I think it says chicken satay. Fuck. All they need to do is season that bitch up a little bit. Like I'll eat it. It's still shit. No, it's satay. It's satay now.
You don't die like I die, boy. I eat chicken satay.
Oh shit, man. Holy shit, man. Yeah, listen, man. I'm a chicken satay ain't for everybody. I'm just telling you.
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, man. I think for your point when you're saying that you shed a tear, but I think it's just,
I was shocked, bro. I didn't know like what is going on in my eyes. I
would just say this though. This goes back to that story ain't even as strong as Cody's story. You feel me? So what I'm telling you is emotional attachment and connection don't be swayed when your favorites lose matches, when your favorites is not in the spotlight, when your favorites is elevating somebody else in the business. Because look at what Cody's doing. Bailey, like Cody and Bailey, they listen. No matter what you want to say, The Rock and Roman don't need no elevation. Okay, you can say that if you want, but Cody know his checks a little bit more bigger. If a certain amount, everybody get a boost. Everybody get a boost.
No, you're right. You're right. It's just facts.
Cody ain't no dummy, my nigga. That tour bus take a lot of gas. Okay.
No, you're right, 100%. And I know we gotta kind of wrap up a little bit because we're trying to head over to. We're gonna be doing a little show with the Black Guy Wrestling Podcast. They just put out a tweet. Shout out to them, our brothers out there. We're gonna link up with them in a bit. But I hear you, bro, and I have faith, and that's why I'm like, hey, man, I'm not mad. I'm willing to take the moments to just watch the movie, watch the show. I do have gripes that I will point out, just like what I do with AEW and WWE. I'm gonna point out when I have a gripe, and the only thing I have a gripe with is that Cody has to explain after pointing to Roman why he changed his mind. You had a conversation with Rock, and he told you that. Oh, so you're like, fine. No, what's the substance behind all that? And that's cool. If I get that, I'll be fine personally. But I do see where other people are coming from. Other than that, we do want to touch on AEW real quick. There will be an announcement next week, another Tony Khan announcement. Hopefully, this is worth it. I don't want to speculate on what that may be. I'm willing to just watch and see it, but there will also be a match that we're very much interested in, like you mentioned before. It's Swerve versus Hangman Page 3. Swerve came out on Collision. He says that he wants to be, as he already mentioned, he wants to make history. He wants to be the first Black AEW World Heavyweight Champion, and we're on his side for that. We definitely support our guy Swerve in doing that. But more than anything, he also said there's going to be no disqualification. I mean, not no disqualification, no interference. He wants just him and Hangman. And every time they link, they clearly have a chemistry. So I'm down to watch it. I haven't watched AEW live for about 3 weeks now. I'm going to watch Dynamite live this week.
Man, you both. And they got 3 shows, nigga. We not a man.
I mean, when you're booking Jeff Hardy and Dustin Rhodes or something, I can't be like, yeah, that's I turned it on, and that was the match, and I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm turning it off. No shade to Justin and Jeff Hardy, they're legends, but that's not what I want to see right away when I turn on your show.
Bro, I don't know. We talk about incentives. Them niggas must got some match incentives because that nigga Dustin keep getting thrown on a card so expeditiously. I'm like, God damn, cuz like what you know what I'm saying? What's your match quota in your contract? Man? God damn. I will say this though. On the Swerve topic. Swerve been on a run lately with nigga Twitter. And it's just ironic how quickly niggas will talk about a nigga because a nigga talked about niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like it's one thing that he said what he said. With the black with the rest with the damn it, the rest the top Black Wrestling 50, you know what I'm saying? The Black enough people do it. It's blanking me right now. But he said what he said at the time because he was trying to. And if you are a Black person, you can kind of understand what he was trying to say, and he said it wrong. But like, we don't give him no slack. Like, we don't give him no breaks. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, the break we did give him got taken swiftly away with Black and Ugly. So I just want to say,
listen, man, we were with the whole, Swerve. Listen, I'm not holding nothing against. I'll be honest with you. Me personally, I'm just like, I like him as a wrestler. He's entertaining. I'm gonna watch him, and I want to see him win the championship.
And as a person too, I do Shane. Like let's be like, give people the grace, right? Yeah. Like Shane is not a bad person, right? Like we're not gonna. I'm not gonna try to do the separating the artist of the artist. He hasn't done nothing egregious enough for me to take away him being a good person. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
we don't like.
Like
To
I
be
think
fair,
that's
we've worked with him, but we don't really know. You know what his intentions are as a, and I think that
correct.
he plays. I think I just know him for his art form. He's really talented. And from what times we have worked with him, he was a nice enough dude to have us on set and work with him, and he pulled up on us at
In Tampa, when we was in
in
Tampa.
Tampa when we were in Tampa, for the culture. Yeah, so definitely he's cool, man. In our book, I think we gotta stop, making black people a monolith and saying that we all gotta like abide by the same things, and give them some grace. But you also want to, shout out. I think what black people do also that's pretty cool is that we do tell each other when each other are out of line. And but some black people say, "Oh, don't talk about black people in front of other people," and oh, white people don't do it. I don't give a fuck what white people do. I really don't. I don't care. Like if black people have an issue with another black person, you should be able to call them out and say what you need to say, and hold each other accountable. You should be able to also do it with grace though and respect. Hopefully, So if you got, but at the same time, I'm not making white people the bar for how black people should be. I never
Exactly.
am. So
Exactly.
we're different.
And then I think that in itself has to be stripped away because Swerve shouting out black people now, he wasn't not shouting out black people then. You know what I'm saying? Like I think in a way, like he was just saying that.
I get what they're coming from though, because you say, "Oh, I don't want to be part of the black group," and then you say, "I want to be the first black champion." So it's like, wait, what? Pick a struggle. Like you want to just be like erased and just be like, "I'm just a wrestler." No, identify as just like I'm just a professional wrestler. Judge me like that, or do you want to say, "No, this is part of my culture. I am part of my culture." So if you're on the list, then you should be appreciated. Oh, we try to recognize you. But I think that he believes that he should be at the top of the list, maybe, and rightfully so. I think he should have that confidence to be like, "Nah, fuck that list. I'm number whatever 10, 8, 9, whatever. I'm not sure where they put him, but he said take me off the list because probably he's like there's no way these guys are better than me."
And let's be, and I want to be fair too. Like, bro, he wanted the only black person to say that. My nigga Chris Bay. That's the I fuck with Chris Bay. That's the dog. That nigga was like, you know what I'm saying? What? And he the first black wrestler ever in Bullet Club. My nigga, don't be straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen. I get it, like when you're trying to not just be put as a black wrestler, but if there are black people supporting you, you're black, man, and it's not a bad thing. But you're not just that. Absolutely, you're not just that.
That's the tough part, bro. Because niggas calling Chris Bay Kofi, and he was like, "Bro, I got a whole like my chest bigger than his." You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like
that's not cool.
It's totally different. You know what I'm saying? But
I still want to see Chris Bay in NXT. I think that he could be a star with the presentation they provide their guys. Look at Lexus King right now. Like imagine Chris Bay was in that spot.
Lexus King, goddamn, looking like a star out there.
Yeah, they really took Brian Pillman Jr., who was doing this cheerleader shit in AEW, and made him look like $1 million. The top guys in NXT is Swerve, Braun Breaker, and Lexus King. All of a sudden, like come on. Ilya, of course, the champion, Ilya Dragunov, but Trick too, but like
have to be a star in the main roster because we gotta get to Trick and Ilya tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Trick and Ilya tonight, we'll be about to tap in with that too. We have Braun Breaker got called up. He's on Smack. Oh, we don't know which one he's on, but Tiffany Stratton got called up. She's on SmackDown.
She smacked dog shit out of me again.
Yeah, she did.
I know it's a work.
Yeah.
But I would have beat that.
I respect it.
No, I would have had to go Bianca Belair on Carmella on that bitch. I would have had to bitch up because
that was stiff. She laid it in, man. I'm not sure if Mia Wynn was ready for that, but that was a real fucking slap,
bro. Because you gotta understand, if you just gotta be in that spot though, imagine her passing 2 other faces and pivoting to yours, right? Because you on the side. If she face to face, she like this. She face to face with Bianca. It's another face, and then it's your face over here, and she like, Bam!
All the way around the world, almost like in slow motion. But yeah. But right now we got Trick and Mello, Baron Corbin, and Braun Breaker right now are on the screen, actually live right now, Veterans Day. Yeah. So we're gonna get up out of here. Anything else you want to hit before we move on?
Yeah. Speaking of Black History, just want to shout out to the homie Brian Keith.
Yes,
he was all elite, the bounty hunter. You know what I'm saying? The only wrestler I know that have Mike Jones, Boss Hogg, Slim Thug, and Paul Wall as his entrance music. I just want to know, did Tony pay them niggas for him to have it all the time?
That would be crazy. I would love to see that, bro. We saw him at Florida Culture as well. You know, he was part of our video that we did. But shout out to Brian Keys. Congratulations. Looking forward to seeing what you pull out.
Booker T, man. Booker T is becoming a hub. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, reality wrestling is really churning them out. You know, he's and they're talented. So shout out to them.
No, man, I'm good. I'm about to go check on the youngs, but I'm gonna pull up in that stream, so I'm gonna be in the joint. So y'all catch us over there, the Black Guy Wrestling Podcast. The brothers, you know what I'm saying? We ain't seen them all year. You know what I'm saying? We ain't seen them
I know. All year, bro. It's been too long. But yeah, we're about to end the stream right now. Y'all take it easy. All is love. Everything is wrestling. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.